Hey guys, Ray from Levy RV and Boat. So I'm back with a long-term update on this Toronado 30,000 battery charger from TOPDON. So I did a review of this almost going on 2 years now, and I've used it quite a bit since for charging mostly lithium batteries, but I also did some recharging in my boat of some 6-volt golf cart batteries that were flooded lead acid batteries. And as you can see here, it can charge 6-volt batteries. And I also went through and tried the repair function and found out that that worked pretty good. What it would do is it would put a voltage, once it was charged, it would put a higher voltage on the battery and at very low current for a long time. It took 6 to 8 hours per battery, but it basically was like a long-term kind of equalization where it would apply that higher voltage. You would go up maybe as high as 15 volts and hold it there. You could hear the batteries bubbling inside, basically boiling off, kind of cleaning the plates in there, and it worked pretty well. It brought back a little bit better capacity on those batteries that were several years old. It's also got different charging for normal and repair for 12 volt as well, and it's also a 24 volt charger. And one thing I really liked about it is it's a supply, so not only a battery charger, it can be a fixed voltage supply, so it's got 12 or 24 volts. So at 12 it puts out 30 amps, which is nice if I want to run some DC items like, say, a air compressor or a macerator pump, something that takes fairly high DC currents that I can't use just a normal 12 volt power socket in a car or something like that. It needs, up to 20 or 30 amps. This thing can handle it. So right now I'm just got it out and charging up a lithium battery that I'm going to be testing out soon. You can see it's putting out 31.5 amps. When you first turn it on, it kind of steps up in stages. I recorded it with this meter, and it starts around 7.5 amps, then it goes to around 15 amps, then around 4 amps, and then finally ramps up to the full amperage. So anyway, I haven't had any issues with it at all. It's just been a good little charger. Anytime I've used it, it's worked perfectly well. If I was going to say anything negative about it, it might be the stress relief here. You can see where it's very hard plastic, so it's not really doing much, and you can see the cables are getting twisted right there, so this should be more supple than it is. So eventually those cables are going to be a problem. I kind of modified my cables too. It came with this quick connect, and on the end were alligator clamps. So with alligator clamps, sometimes you don't get a really good connection. So because I'm always kind of charging these batteries like this, I put on ring connectors so that I can just put them on, bolt them onto the battery and do that. Made it a little easier for me, if you're wondering why there isn't the clamps there anymore. Anyway, it's worked good for me. And that one thing I'm going to do though is take it apart and we'll have a look inside and kind of look at what it's built like, maybe build quality, so you kind of know without having to take yours apart, or if you're interested in purchasing one, you'll kind of get a look at the insides. So let's do that. So it looks like I got 4 screws to take out from the back. You can see on the back they have these rubber feet, and they also have rubber on the side, so you can have it setting in different ways, and they also have some places where you could permanently kind of hang it somewhere. Anyway, I'll pop those 4 screws out. Hopefully the cover will just come off. Give you a quick look at all the certifications too. Certified to CSA standards, C22.2, conforms to UL. So it looks like they've got all their certifications, which is important these days. A lot of stuff kind of gets sold and isn't really certified. There we go. There was 2 hidden screws behind a couple of little feet right in the center I had to take off. And it just comes apart. This is the control board up here. So it looks like if the buttons did fail in any way, you could maybe get that control board, and it looks like it just plugs into the main board there, and 4 screws, so it could probably be easy to change. Looks like the heat sinks wrap right around. Inside there's all your diodes and transistors responsible for AC to DC conversion, different voltage conversions. Looks like they have them in like a kind of a tunnel situation. The air gets pushed through. At one end's the fan. Looks like I could just take a few more screws off and we could take this out and have a look at the bottom of the circuit board. There we go. Flipped over, give you a look at the circuit board there. Looks like it would be very simple to get in there. Say you had a bad connection, solder connection or something. Be easy to repair, so pretty easy to work on this particular model if it ever needed to have repairs. Here's one end, has the rectifier, rectifies the AC coming in, and then they use converter circuits to convert the voltage back into DC at this end. There's some big capacitors right at the end there. Looks like they've even added some extra shielding in here, just to probably keep less noise coming out of it, which is a nice touch. On this side we have the controlling circuitry. There's a thing for the fan control there, little fan up there. So yeah, pretty well done. Other than, like I say, this stress relieving is really hard, so you end up, it's just going to go over here. This should be more rubbery in my opinion. It's the only really thing I don't like about it. Like they have this rubber here to kind of protect things. Say you drop it or something, at least it's got some cushioning to it. Well, there you go. Pretty decent build quality. Has a lot of different functionality. One thing I forgot to mention is I used the supply mode when I was changing the batteries in my diesel pickup truck. I have 2 batteries, so it was nice to be able to hook on the supply, and it would give the vehicle a constant supply while I pulled out its batteries and changed it. That way it keeps the memory and everything as far as in the truck, the computer and that sort of thing. So that's one feature it has too. Overall, if you're just looking for a battery charger for lithium batteries, this is sort of overkill and a little more expensive than you'd need to pay. You could just get a dedicated lithium battery charger. But if you're having to do mixed batteries where you're doing 6 volt and 12 volt and lithium and lead acid, or you want a power supply output, then this one might be a charger to choose. Also, it's fairly popular name brand. Until next time, Ray from Love You RV and Boat. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.